was given to them. The criticism, the hard work, knowing they'll have proven results. They're looking for this year to be a very exciting year. Way more than 3 wins this year coming up for this South Florida football team.
Double-digit Power 5 transfers coming into USF this year, not to mention quarterback Gary Bohannon coming over from Baylor. But we will see BYU with the ball first. USF won the toss, they defer, and BYU will have it. Spencer Schrader to kick it for the Bulls. And finally, off we go here at Raymond James Stadium. BYU has a returning starter at quarterback in Jaron Hall, the 5th-year junior from Spanish Fork. We asked him yesterday, so what do you expect in year 2 as a starter? He says, I just want to pick up where we left off last year.
They had it going, you know. This a veteran quarterback. He's perfect for the system they run. They're a simplistic type of team. Just hard work and running simple concepts, zone left, zone right, and try to beat somebody over the top with the play action. He's perfect for that scenario.
New running back this year for BYU, Cal transfer Chris Brooks. Standing alongside Hall in the gun. On the jet sweep, Puka Nacua with space. And Nacua across midfield. Nacua breaking away. A dream start to the season for BYU. 75 yards.
Great play. Jet sweep. Nacua comes from the outside. Perfect block on the outside. He basically just outrun the inside pursuit on this play. Jet sweep around. Great blocks on the outside. Then he just uses his speed. That's one of the major things that this team has. Big wide receivers with speed. That's a great combination for this BYU team.
75 yards to the end zone, longer than any play by the Cougars a year ago. Jake Oldroyd adds the extra point. So we were waiting around for that. Puka Nacua was ready to go after the 2.5-hour lightning delay. Wow.
You know, I'm just talking about simple football. I thought they was going to go zone left, zone right. But here they run a jet sweep. They get the blockers on the outside, tight end out there, holding up the edge, and then just straight speed when they're going down the field.
It's funny, BB. Leading up to the game, Nacua had been held out of a lot of practices for BYU. The coaches told us it's a nagging hamstring. We just want to be cautious with him because he had some injury issues early last year. I think the hamstring is just fine.
I think it's perfectly fine. I mean, I think they handled the right way. They made sure they kept him out a little bit from a lot of the drills and stuff. They would kind of tweak it a little bit. That's one thing about hamstrings. You don't want it to linger throughout the season. You just want to sit back, let that thing heal a little bit.
While we check out our All-State Mayhem moment. We'll do that in a second. We had a mayhem moment to kick off the game. We'll get it to you here in a moment.
2.5 hours of mayhem.
Yes. People were crowding into the pirate ship here at Raymond James Stadium to avoid the rain.
There were a couple fans who were enjoying it a little bit. T-shirts out.
Oldroyd boots it away. Consensus All-American kick return man Brian Batty with it for USF, and he takes it out across the 25. Had 3 kick returns for touchdowns last season. So for the Bulls, it's Gary Bohannon. He led a breakthrough for Baylor last year, going from 2 wins in 2020 to 12 wins, the Big 12 championship, and a Sugar Bowl victory in 2021, and he is hoping to orchestrate a similar turnaround here in Tampa.
Talking about a quarterback with all the intangibles. He's big, strong, fast, he can run. You get him out on the edge and have him passing the ball. This team is suited because they have athletes on the outside, and I think that's the best thing that this South Florida team do. Use the athletes on the outside, because inside, those big defensive linemen, they're going to be tough to move around.
Jaron Mangum, who had 15 touchdowns a year ago, standing sidecar in the shotgun. And Mangum gets the call and picks up a couple. Now, Travis Trickett is the new offensive coordinator for USF after Charlie Weiss Jr. left for Ole Miss. He was coy when you asked him the other day, well, what do you think is the identity? He didn't want to spill the beans.
No, he didn't want to have any concepts. And I kind of figured they were going to do what they're doing right now. Pistol formation, read option, try to get those guys up front to push the defensive line of the BYU Cougars around.
Mangum for 4 this time, setting up 3rd and manageable. Thing that Trickett did say, coming over from West Virginia, where he was the inside receivers coach, also handled the tight ends. You have an experienced offensive line, you have an experienced quarterback, so the playbook is open for USF.
They trust him to do everything. Drop back, run, maybe a couple of called run plays by the quarterback.
The Bulls need 4 on 3rd down. Screen. This is Jimmy Horn Jr., their fastest player on offense, and BYU diagnosed it well. Keenan Peely at the heart of the play. His first game since he tore the ACL in his left knee in week 3 against Arizona State last year.
This is actually the strength of this BYU defense. Those guys at the linebacker position run around very, very well. You got Peely, you got Bywater. They are definitely good at making sure they diagnose the play and moving fast and quick. This defensive line, you don't often, hear.
Very likely one of the best offensive lines in the nation coming into the season. Hall to the air, and Dallin Holker, one of the 3 tight ends we'll see today for BYU. Aaron Roderick, the offensive coordinator, loves all 3 of them.
Yeah, right now they're in 12 personnel, 1 running back and 2 tight ends.
3rd and 1. Brooks is knocked down behind the line. Dwayne Boyles, the 5th-year senior linebacker from Miami, drops him for a loss of 1.
This is what they have to do. They got to penetrate, get up the field, get movement. Make these big offensive line move around. If you can see, look at it, the defensive line is slanting, making the big guys move a little bit. This will give them a decided advantage because those little guys can move a little faster than the big offensive line of BYU.
How about this? Going for it at their own 43. BYU converted 62% of the time on 4th down last year. And Brooks moves the chains. He pushes it out to midfield. Gain of 7.
It looked like they took the same playbook of last year. Just running the ball. They had a little counter play right there, ran it right up the middle.
On the play fake, sent it out to Nakua, who had the touchdown. Puka Nakua across the USF 30. Jaron Hall says that he is the ultra athlete. There is nothing he can't do on the field. He just picked up 22.
Bob Shoop has to do something with his defense. They had 2 receivers on the outside, nobody to cover him. That's just a simple pitch and catch play for Hall, just throwing it out there. He saw the matchup.
Fresh set of downs at the USF 28. Brooks trying to turn the corner. And knocked down by Boyles again.
Good penetration by the Bulls defensive line.
Now this USF defense bolstered by transfers. What a challenge it is in week 1 against a BYU team that returns just about everybody on offense. And you see the numbers from a year ago.
You look at that offensive line, really big guys, Freeland, Barrington. All these guys probably average about 6'5", 310 pounds, and they can move too. That's the strength of this BYU team.
2nd and 11. Hall swings it to Brooks through his hands. Is that a backwards pass is the call. USF scooping it up. It's Amaris Brown to the end zone for a touchdown.
This is exactly what this South Florida team needed. Opening up the game, they let them go for a touchdown. Here, a backwards pass by Hall.
Oh, that's close.
It's very close. But, at least they're flying around, looking to be optimistic at any time they can. They just need to show that they can compete.
Amaris Brown, one of those transfers, trying to help the USF defense. And I think they're going to take a look at it. Kevin Marr, the referee. Just to the naked eye, I mean, there's certainly confusion on the BYU side. Oh, was that really a lateral, a backwards pass? But they will review it.
This USF, the South Florida team, they need to make sure that they cross their T's and dot their I's, play fundamental football. I think that's the major reason why they got blew out last year, a lot of the time, because they didn't play fundamentally sound. This team is a young team. They brought in some guys from other teams, you know, as far as the portal. They just need to know that they can go out there and compete, you know. And once they get that encouragement, I really think that they can compete just with anybody as far as athlete for athlete. I think the major difference between these two teams is the line of scrimmage.
Get one more look, BB.
And looking from that angle, it kind of looks like it's a forward pass.
Yes, it does. The other angle that we showed just a moment ago makes it look even closer. But yes, from this vantage point, Hall letting it go near the 35, the 34-yard line. But yeah, Amaris Brown is part of that movement to bring in more talent, and not just any talent, homegrown talent. Brown from Tampa, went to Armwood High School, 15 miles east of here, and looking for a new opportunity after he didn't play all that much in his 2 years at K-State.
Well, you know, when you're a coach wanting to change the culture of a team, you know, you got to get people that can go in and make an instant impact, especially in the portal. It gives you an opportunity to really, you know, make sure that you're going forward instead of backwards.
I think the touchdown is coming off the board. I do not have the announcement yet, but no one's lining up for the extra point anymore.
Right, you know, they went to the center of the field.
So it'll be 3rd and 11 for BYU. USF had only one defensive touchdown all of last year, and that one does not count. By the way, I said Amaris Brown, 2 years at K-State. He played more than that.
Yeah.
Kansas State.
Well, you know, I mean, given an opportunity down here, South Florida, wants to turn over a new leaf, at least they're out there hustling, and they feel different this year as opposed to the last 2 years. They have hope, and they believe that they're a better team than their record depicted last year and the year before.
BYU was one of the best teams on 3rd down in the nation a year ago. Top 20, in fact, at 46%. 3rd and 11 here. Braden Cosper in motion. Lopini Katoa with the carry and the first down to the 17. Oh, conservative play call? No, it's not that conservative with the BYU offensive line.
That's just what they do. It's a simple inside zone play. Tight end comes around, blocks the backside. He just runs in behind that big offensive line.
Pickup of 12, right back to Katoa, the veteran, bending it to the outside, and he's ridden down by cornerback Christian Williams.
South Florida trying to slant that line, and they guessed wrong this time with the slant. The guys up front for BYU moving them around a little bit.
1st and goal now for the Cougars. 3rd straight carry for Katoa, but a whistle blows. Bulls on their heels, calling a timeout, already down 7-0, and BYU is threatening again. And the ESPN app. By the way, BYU will face Notre Dame later this season.
Yes.
October 8th in Las Vegas, one of 4 teams ranked in the preseason top 20 on the Cougar schedule. Baylor and Oregon coming up the next 2 weeks after tonight. Also Arkansas on the schedule.
Coach Sataki wants to play the best. In order to be the best, you got to play the best.
Final year of independence before joining the Big 12. Batsy always dangerous. BYU is kicking to him so far. The All-American from last year, and Max Tooley makes the tackle. Now BYU, yes, all eyes now on 2023 and joining a Power 5 conference. What a road it's been for the Cougars since they were an independent for the last dozen years. Kalani Sitake says that, hey, we talked about it. It's incredible for the program. We're focused on the players who won't get a chance to play in the Big 12.
He stressed that the seniors, it's all about the love concept. Let these guys go out on a high note.
South Florida went 3 and out on their first possession. Jimmy Horn with the spin. And across the 35 with a first down. A 12-yard pickup for Horn, the sophomore from Sanford, Florida.
A little misdirection. Trap play inside, gets on the outside. This is the type of plays that they have to run. Use your specialists. They have a lot of speed in their specialists, the receivers, running backs, tight ends. Use that speed to go against, the bigger defensive linemen in the front, in the defensive front of the Cougars.
Empty gun for Bohannon. It's picked off. And a pick 6 for Max Tooley. BYU pouring it on early.
Great play recognition. Bunch on the outside. He undercuts the pass. Great intuition. Tooley's been ready. He's been out a lot. He was injured. He's come back. He's full strength. He wants to show you how good he is. This coaching staff understands that they have a lot of players with aspirations to take it to the next level. They want to go pro, and they realize if they have players go pro, it's only going to help this team bring in more recruits. So yes, Tooley, he's coming back. He's healthy. He's ready to play, playing at a high level.
And you saw Barrett, the champ is here. Max Tooley with the turnover belt after the pick 6.
That's the highlight of this defense. They love their linebacking core. All of them can run. All of them are physical, big.
Tooley has played linebacker. He's played some safety at BYU. Now playing the hybrid role. It's the perfect fit for him. And Barrett, it's a nice design for USF, trying to get Batty in space, so skilled in the return game, but Tooley diagnosed it from the start.
He absolutely did. They call it, they have a Cinco set, they have a nickel linebacker / safety. All these guys are versatile. They're bigger type of safety / smaller linebacker type of players. He fits in perfectly what they want to do. They want to put a lot of pressure on teams, and he's one of the guys that can go out there and do that. Great read by Tooley.
Short kick from Oldroyd. Batty with another opportunity from the 10. Skirting to the outside, and Batty crosses the 30. Well, tomorrow night, just one college football game on the slate. It is in New Orleans. Florida State and LSU, 7:30 Eastern on ABC. Brian Kelly's first game as coach of the Tigers, or the Tigers, as he would say.
Yes.
Well, USF has its best starting field position from the 30. Bohannon, the Baylor transfer, almost intercepted again.
They run a boot protection, trying to get Bohannon out on the outside, see if things can clear up a little bit for him in that pocket. Move him outside the pocket, get him running around, use his athleticism, try to displace this defense a little bit so they don't have an accurate read on where he's going with the ball. But yet those guys on the outside are playing ball also.
Bohannon, 1 of 3 for -3 yards and an interception in his USF debut. About half a quarter. Here's Mangum. Banging out to the 35, and it'll be 3rd down for the Bulls.
The Bulls trying to keep it simple, run a little inside zone.
USF trying to up the tempo, and a flag is down. Movement.
Bulls trying to play a little tempo. I think they out-tempoed themselves. As an offensive lineman, you got to
opener here in Tampa. On the jet sweep, this time USF sniffs it out. Puka Nacua could not turn the corner. It's a loss of 3 as Tramel Logan made the tackle, and Nacua remains down.
great penetration on the outside by the Bulls defense.
Good to see Nacua popping right back up. Trainer came out on the field, and now Nacua dropping to his knees. Nacua has both offensive touchdowns for BYU, both on rushing attempts, the leading receiver for BYU a year ago. Oh, by the way, coming up at 7:30, about 17 minutes from now, we will be moving to ESPN News. One more look at Nacua is clearly shaken up, Aaron.
Yes. Did you see his ankle right up under, got rolled up a little bit.
Yeah.
On the outside. Let's hope it's no major damage.
Gunnar Romney, the number 2 receiver for BYU entering the season, already out with an undisclosed injury, although he is practicing according to coaches. But now Nacua, who has left an impression already in this first quarter, the 75-yard jet sweep on the first play from scrimmage. Also a 5-yard touchdown run for Nacua, and now he's in the tent.
That's one thing about BYU. They do have some guys that come in and really take hold of the wide receiver position. You know, they have Epps, Hill. All these guys are still like 6'4" wide receivers. You know, Chase Roberts, another 6'4" wide receiver. They love recruiting big wide receivers, big offensive linemen.
So both starting receivers going into the year off the field now. Nacua out with the injury. Romney already out. 2nd and 14. Hall dumps it. Caught by Mason Wake, the 3rd tight end. And Wake dives close to the 40-yard line. A gain of 10. It'll be 3rd and short. Now BYU really has to rely on those tight ends and those young receivers.
They don't mind putting 12 and 13 personnel in, one wide receiver, one running back, 2 tight ends. They can run their offense easily from those type of sets. When you watch Hall, he's comfortable back there behind that offensive line. There's really no pressure on him. He can sit back and go to his 2nd and 3rd reads for the most part.
3rd and 4. Hall running the speed option. And Chris Brooks has the first down and more. Brooks shedding tackles. And Hall down at the 20. Chris Brooks exploding for 41 in his first game as a BYU Cougar.
Great speed option on the outside. Like we said before, Hall has great functional mobility, able to get to the outside, pitch it to Brooks.
Hall wide open in the end zone. Keanu Hill. Nacua heads out with the injury. Keanu Hill steps in for the touchdown.
Defensive coordinator, Coach Shoup, he has to understand that, you know, he's got to rally his guys up. make them come back, evaluate what's going on, because that was an assignment bust. There's no way that Keanu Hill should be wide open like that.
The coaches believe that Hill truly has earned a bigger role this season. He flashed last year, led the team in yards per catch, scored a couple of touchdowns. His dad, Lloyd, an All-American receiver at Texas Tech back in 1992. His uncle, Roy Williams,
yes,
the Texas great, played in the NFL with the Lions and Cowboys. And Keanu Hill continues the bloodline.
Simple speed option on the outside. Brooks takes advantage of it, shows a little speed. Hard running. When you do that, you catch people peeking in the backfield, and you get a wide open Keanu Hill because they're looking for the run. Defensively, Coach Shoop's got to rally his guys up. Tell them, hey, the game is not too big for you. You got to sit back, go through your assignments, and make sure you focus on what you have to do. They're letting the game get away from them because the moment right now is too big for them. Rally your troops, come in, and really tell them, hey, guys, we got to get it going. Gary Bohannon has to get his guys going on the opposite side of the ball. The defense is on the field too much. They need to get some consistent drives going to keep that defense off the field.
You're just shell-shocked if you're a USF fan, and I get it. A total of 3 wins the last 2 years. There might be that fatalist element of, well, what did you expect? BYU coming here. Now, USF was geared up for this. Batsy on the return and knocked down at the 20. And I get it. Every college football coach in America is optimistic about their team going into week 1. Jeff Scott certainly was when we talked with him a couple of days ago. But it was warranted with all the fresh blood in the program. This has been the start that's just nightmarish for the Bulls.
Yeah, you know, you can always get a sense of, wow, you know, all this hard work we put in the summertime, the spring football, the running in the summer, the hot heat, being down here. You know, you could have went back and said, all right, this game is too big for you, but they have to settle down.
Drive so far for USF, 3 and out, pick 6, and 3 and out. Bohannon gives to Mangum, stepping out of a tackle, and Mangum lowers the shoulder and picks up 6.
Maybe they play a little old-fashioned football. Zone left, zone right. Use your athletic quarterback. Use Bohannon in the read option. Being fancy with it's not working.
Keep it on the ground. And Peyton Wilcar trips up Mangum this time, just a gain of 1. Now this USF team has continuity. 18 returning starters, plus a few key Power 5 transfers, including the quarterback Bohannon, who won the Big 12 title with Baylor a year ago. Now just, can you pick up a first down? Just continue the drive here.
Now just go back to basics. One play at a time. Dig yourself out of a hole. If you remember last year, they were able to come back a little bit. They just ran out of time.
Swing it to Mangum and tackled a yard short of the first down. Max Tooley, who had the pick 6 earlier, with the tackle near the sideline.
Just assignment of correct football for the Cougars. You have him man-to-man, get out there, make the short tackle. Don't let him make a move. But on the opposite side, Mangum has to go out there and make something happen. He's got to make a guy miss. You got to play above and beyond what you think you can. What you're doing right now is not working. South Florida has to take their game to another level. Do something to get the ball rolling in their direction.
I think there was a bit of a groan when the punt team came on again, this time for 4th and 1. They're at their own 29. What do you expect?
That's a good punt this time. They haven't had good punts thus far.
Gunther on the return for BYU, and he's smacked at the 25.
South Florida has come out there and established a new line of scrimmage. Whether it be slanting, getting up the field, they have to stop this run because this run is setting up everything else. If they can get some penetration with this big offensive line, get guys slanting in the right direction. They have some athletes up front at the D-line position. but they must reestablish a new line of scrimmage, push those guys back, and stop the run, because the run is setting up the pass. And as you can tell, Hall is great at throwing passes over the top after he's run the ball so successfully, because guys are wide open because they're worried about the run.
They start this drive out of the pistol. And Hall gives to Katoa with space behind one of the best offensive lines in the country. Katoa picks up 7. I laughed at what Bob Shoop, USF's new defensive coordinator, told us the other day. BYU's offense is like Iceman in Top Gun. They're cold, they're calculating, they make no mistakes. We've got to have discipline. Never heard an offense compared to a character in a movie.
Right.
Hall keeps on 2nd and 3. He's knocked down just shy of the sticks. By the way, Barrett, you can be my wingman anytime.
All right, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, man. Highway to the danger zone, baby. No, but if you look at the offensive line, that's where they're great at. This offensive line is the strength of this team. Yes, you have Nakua. Yes, you have Hall. You have guys that can go out there and run this offense at a high level. But it's the guys up front that are really making the difference. They're pushing around the defensive line, not allowing them to establish a new line of scrimmage. So they're pushing them back and they're making things easier for them to run anything they want to run.
3rd and 2. And this will be close. It'll be 4th down, it appears. Katoa knocked down just shy.
And this is exactly what this defense, they need to go out, stand up, stop them from getting out, get off the field, allowing this offense great field position.
Going forward at the 35, 4th and a half yard. Hall sneaking it. And he should have it.
That's just gravity right there, laws of physics. Our 320-pound average offensive line going against their smaller defensive line in South Florida. Where's the beef at? On that BYU offensive line. They were able to push the smaller defensive line back.
Barrett, as an offensive lineman yourself, you got to love watching.
To return for the Bulldogs. And we are underway in Starkville. And this is going to carry through the end zone for a touchback, and the Bulldogs will start at the 25-yard line. So Rogers, 365 yards passing per game last year, best in the SEC, one of his 25 school records. He's done things in 2 years at Mississippi State, what it took Dak Prescott 3 or 4 years to do. With that said, Dak is in the house tonight. He's enamored with what he has seen from young Will Rogers.
There's no question, as a young guy, I mean, look at a couple of things. 74% completion percentage. That means if there's a guy open, chances are Will Rogers is hitting him. To me, Clay, he's a quick decision maker, and again, that accuracy are 2 things that really set him apart.
There's Dak. Big smile on his face, ready to go here tonight. First play for the Dogs. Rogers out of the gun. Quick strike to Ra Thomas. Made a big impact last year as a true freshman. And he gets the first catch of the year. Zay Cullens, the middle linebacker, wraps him up quickly.
That's what you'll see out of Mississippi State. A lot of short stuff. They'll love the check down, especially to the running back. You'll see a lot of that tonight up to Memphis to stop it.
After the 7-yard gain, the first run, and it's Woody Marks picking up the first down. He's an excellent pass catcher, but he can also run when he's called upon.
He can, and this is not an offense that runs a lot, but they're good enough at it where you got to respect it. You can't just drop 8, 9 guys all the time. You got to hang in there for that run.
First down and 10. Number 38. Give an inside handoff to Marks again. It's across the 40. You know, Woody Marks, if you remember to last year's loss, fumbled on the opening series against Memphis. Led to that Sanchez-Blake scoop and score touchdown. Interesting to see here that this offense is feeding that guy here early, maybe saying, hey, we've got confidence here.
Yeah, it's like they want to get him settled in early in this game because they know how big of a game, how much of the game plan he's going to be a part of.
Marks again in the backfield to the right of Rogers on the opening series for Mississippi State. Rogers quickly out to Thomas again, the sophomore from Eufaula, Alabama. Quickly into plus territory. Out at the 47. Ladarian Polk got him down.
Good job by Rogers counting the numbers to the outside. 3 Mississippi State receivers, only 2 Memphis defenders. Shoot the ball out there. Easy first down.
And Dylan Johnson comes into the backfield for Mississippi State. Rogers so far 2 for 2 through the air, 19 yards. They go back to Marks, and he's immediately met at the point of attack. There's Jalen Allen, the defensive end, a converted linebacker, making a big play.
And then it was also, we see Greg Rubin, the cornerback, getting in on that action. These corners, they got 2 great ones. Greg Rubin, Cameron Smith on the other side. They're going to have to be a big part of this run front as well.
From a 3-4 scheme to a 4-3 scheme this year under new defensive coordinator Matt Barnes. Spent the last 3 years at Ohio State. Was the primary defensive play caller last year. 2nd and 10. Rogers backpedaling a bit. Dumps it off short. Johnson. This is a potential tackler at the 40-yard line and dives ahead to the 35 for a first down.
Interesting to see how Memphis decides to defend this. You'll see a lot of guys up on the line of scrimmage and they back out. They only rush 3. That's usually the remedy for an air raid defense. You want to get 8 guys in the coverage, give no windows for the quarterback to throw. So you can see right away trying to confuse the looks they're going to give Will Rogers.
Rogers so far perfect through the air. Keep it on the ground with Johnson this time. The leading rusher from last year's team for Mississippi State. Averaged over 5 yards per carry. It is a really nice 1-2 punch for the Dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, 2 guys with experience. It always helps in a complicated system like this, but also productive. You'll see them. They're going to catch a lot of footballs this year, too, out of the backfield.
Both played as true freshmen, now tough and gritty vets. Has to do a lot in this offense. Johnson stays in pass protection, flares out. He'll be the check down. Johnson steps out of a tackle. Inside the 30, dives to the 25-yard line. Cameron Smith got him down, but that's going to be close to another first down for Mississippi State.
And here it is. This is the #1 thing that Matt Barnes and this Memphis defense must do. You got to limit the check down. They get the ball, they shoot it out to the running back. You got to tackle it. Boom, right there. Instead, Johnson breaks a tackle and picks up a bunch of yards close to getting a first down. Again, you think air raid, the ball is going down the field all the time. No, it's not. Will Rogers is very content to take that check down over and over and over until you try to take it away. Then he goes deep.
Mississippi State almost 46% last year on 3rd down, and they convert here. 3rd best in the SEC last year in converting on 3rd. They pick that one up with ease as Johnson carries ahead. Last season, time of possession, almost 34 minutes per game.
Yeah, you think air raid, you don't think chew clock, right? But this is exactly what this rendition of the air raid does. Again, a lot of that with checkdowns, very patient. Control that ball.
10th play of the drive. Rogers on the slant to Thomas. Somehow he holds on. Gets out of a tackle. It's a sprint. Touchdown. What an effort by Thomas. 23-yard catch and run for the first score of the year for the Bulldogs.
This is an offense, Clay, that's looking for that stud wide receiver, someone that can come in and change a game. And early on in this one, Ra Thomas making his impression known. Did a great job with the catch, then breaking the tackles, getting in the end zone. They lose Malachi Polk from last year, who had 105 receptions, so I think they got a lot of depth. But do they have that guy that scares defenses? And right now, Ra Thomas looking pretty good.
Massimo Biscardi, grad transfer from Coastal Carolina, taps on the extra point. A very efficient Look at the air raid. 5 passes, 5 runs, and a touchdown drive on the opening series.
So all this offense needs, Clay, is a little bit of green grass. Get the ball to the playmakers. He can sling it around.
We'll go 3 wide, start from the 23. Play fake, rolling out. Hennigan, complete. He'll find Gabe Rogers. Guy that's got some game-breaking speed. He gets the first down quickly, and we talked about it. It's all about tempo with Memphis.
Yeah, exactly. Year in, year out, that's what they do. You can see they always get to the line really fast, get lined up. Sometimes they'll go quick, sometimes they'll slow it down, but it really keeps this defense on its heels.
Rogers will go in motion. Hennigan will swing it out to Rogers. Sidesteps one tackler, now hit in the backfield and pushed down at the 29 by Jet Johnson, the weak side linebacker. Led the team in tackles last year as a first-year starter. And there's his first tackle of the new campaign.
Just a lot of experience, especially on this defense in the front 7. Jet Johnson played football around here a long time. And this is a very aggressive Mississippi State defense. The D coordinator, Zach Arnett, loves to bring pressure. A lot of different looks they'll give this Memphis offense.
Second down and long. Again, a quick strike to the flat. Eddie Lewis was their number 4 receiver last year. Also asked to step up a little bit this year. Get some of that lost yardage back. Buki Watson makes the tackle, and now 3rd down and fairly long here on the opening drive.
Same thing for Memphis. Calvin Austin has now gone to the NFL. Who's the playmaker?
We'll see if Zach Arnett dials up a blitz here. He really likes this front 7 run.
Absolutely loves the blitz. Ton of different looks he's going to give. Now they're checking out of something. He got pressure with those linebackers. They love to do it. Here it comes.
Picked up nicely, but now Hennigan dancing a bit. Tucks it down, and he's going to get hit. Buki Watson again. Number 14. And he really found his home at middle linebacker last year. And Mississippi State will get off the field.
It was a great job. Like you said, they did a good job of picking up the blitz. But then after that, Buki Watson, also Randy Charlton, bringing Seth Hennigan down.
So Austin Williams will go back to return this punt by Joe Doyle, a veteran. Also handled field goal kicking chores last year for Memphis, just focusing on the punting duties. And backs Mississippi State off to the 12-yard line. 7:25 to go, opening quarter. Good start for Mississippi State.
Holy Dr. Pepper.
On season 5 of Fansville, college football is back and it's total chaos.
I mean, there's East Coast teams on the West Coast, there's West Coast teams in the Midwest. I can't find the game. We're gonna miss a kickoff.
Come on down to Fansville Foam Finger Warehouse.
How many NIL deals does Bryce Young have?
It's just too much change. What's next? Games in the metaverse? Robot coaches?
Honey, let me get you a Dr. Pepper. So you want Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper, Zero Sugar, Dr. Pepper and cream soda?
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
With DirecTV, I can get live TV and on demand together. Football, Housewives. Football, Housewives. Football, Housewives.
Whoops.
Oh, no.
The Housewives are on the field. I repeat, the Housewives are on the field.
I just want to talk! Who flips the table?
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
They said you wouldn't do it. They said you'd give up. But fall is coming. And your car has a 650-pound pumpkin on it. Fall hard with the $3 medium pumpkin cream cold brew from Dunkin'.
Baby, it's over.
I mean, we both saw this coming.
I'm sorry.
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours.
I'm the latest hashtag challenge. and everyone on social media is trying me. I'm trending so hard that hashtag common sense can't keep up.
This is gonna get tens and tens of views. But if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, you could be left to pay for this yourself.
Get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem for a whole lot less.
ESPN College Football is presented by delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
There's the dog walk. A few hours before kickoff here tonight. God, it's great to have college football back.
No question, partner.
7-0 Mississippi State. Great opening drive for the Bulldogs. 75 yards. On 10 plays, Ra Thomas, a 23-yard touchdown from Will Rogers. Want to let you know that we're going to see limited camera shots here for the next several minutes. We've got some lightning in the area. And as you can understand, we had to pull our camera operators down off their platforms for their safety. So bear with us here for the next few minutes. Hopefully the storm will move out of the area. Dylan Johnson on the run here for Mississippi State on first down. He'll pick up 4.
And you get the impression Memphis' defense all week is thinking about the air raid and the pass, and they're going to go here, they're going to come downfield. We got to stop the run first. And Mississippi State is very, very content to just take those runs, take those checkdowns until you stop it.
And can Memphis make Will Rogers run a little bit too tonight? Certainly not his forte. Again, a quick release. Get it out to the 25-yard line. There's Jaden Wally, his first catch of the year. Two-time All-SEC, their top returning receiver, number 11.
I'm going to go back to what you just said a second ago about forcing Will Rogers to run a little bit. You watch the Texas Tech game from last year. That's what they were able to do, get pressure on Rogers, force him out, force him to run. I think Memphis has got to find a way to do that tonight. You cannot let Will Rogers just camp back in that pocket and go through his progression.
Consistent. I know they're mad because they didn't keep him shut out. You know, this defense probably wanted to keep it a blank 0 going into halftime.
Kalani Sitake probably couldn't have imagined a better start. Up 38-0 before that USF touchdown in the final seconds, and now Sitake is with Ashley Stroline.
Well, Coach, you wait out a 2.5-hour weather delay, then the first play from scrimmage, Puka Nacua, 75-yard touchdown run, really sets the tone for this first half. How pleased are you with this start?
I was really happy with it. I mean, the defense played well. You know, I didn't like the last drive that we gave up couple big plays and that score, but obviously some things that we need to fix still. I'm not worried about the score other than our guys playing sound, fundamental football, and I think we lost a little bit of that towards the end of the half.
And you head into the locker room with a 31-point lead. What's your message to the team to make sure they come out and play a second solid half of football? We
worked too hard to let any of this time waste away, so it's important that we improve in the next 30 minutes, you know, and we're going to push our guys to work harder and get better. And I'm looking forward to just making sure that we're fundamentally sound, that we use our right technique, and that we don't freelance. I think we did that a little bit on all 3 phases, and that can't happen.
Coach, thanks.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Guys.
Stroh, thank you. BYU ranked in the preseason for the first time in 13 years, and they look like they deserve that number next to their name. A white-hot start from the Cougars, a 38-7 late at the half. We send you to the studio after this.
That's poison ivy.
Meet Leon the Third, Leon the Second, and Leon the First of them all. 3 generations who all bank differently with Chase. Leon's saving up for his first set of wheels. Nice try. Really? This Leon's paying for his paint job on the spot. And this Leon, as a Chase private client, he's in the south of France taking out cash with no ATM fees. That's because this family of Leons has Chase.
Actually, it's Leon.
Ooh la la. One bank for now, for later, for life. Chase, make more of what's yours.
They said you wouldn't do it. They said you'd give up. But fall is coming. And your car has a 650-pound pumpkin on it. Fall hard with the $3 medium pumpkin cream cold brew from Dunkin'.
Copperfit. The harder you push, the better we get. Introducing Copperfit Ice, the world's first compression sleeve to include the cooling sensation of menthol. The more you move, the more you'll feel the support.
Wow, the compression actually works.
Our most advanced compression sleeve yet. A more durable, heavyweight weave combined with seamless four-way stretch technology to concentrate continuous compression exactly where you need it.
This next generation of the sleeves is just absolutely amazing. It's more supportive, more durable.
Increased circulation and faster recovery of sore muscles and joints. The all-new Copperfit Ice, the most flexible, durable, and best Copperfit compression sleeve yet. Guaranteed, or your money back.
When I found out you guys were doing an upgraded version, I was the first one in line. Game changer.
Now available at these fine stores. Copperfit Ice. Feel the fit.
Welcome into your halftime report on a busy first Saturday in the college football season. Memphis, Mississippi State, Jesse, Joey, and Matt back with you. What a full slate of football. We're going to keep it in the SEC because everybody talking about Georgia. Are they good enough to reload and not rebuild? They had Oregon today. And the answer to this one quickly was yes. Dan Lanning makes his debut, former defensive coordinator for the national champion Bulldogs. Ladd McConkey had one.
And you could tell from the beginning of this game that Georgia was faster, they were more athletic, and they appeared to be flat out the better football team.
Yeah, Bo Nix transferred from Auburn, and Bo Nix always struggles against Georgia.
He does, and on this play here, you like to see a better route from the receiver and a better effort, but this Georgia defense that lost 5 first-round picks, they have reloaded. 2 picks in this game for Nix.
Already 21-3. Stetson Bennett to McConkey again.
McConkey was open for about 20 seconds.
Look at Stetson.
There he is, still there in the back of the end zone, wide open.
28-3, and the Oregon offense wasn't doing anything to make this a threat. Bennett had an A.D. Mitchell.
It's the best I've ever seen Stetson Bennett look. He had a career-high 368 passing yards, 7 drives, 7 touchdowns.
49-3 beat down for the Dogs. More SEC. Whoopig Suey taking on Cincinnati. K.J. Jefferson to Jaden Hazelwood for the pylon of the score.
Nice throw by K.J. Jefferson. It's triple coverage, but when you put it up high where only the receiver can get it, you can have success.
21-7. Looked like they were going to run away with this here, but Ben Bryant and Nick Mardner, Cincinnati's in this.
He struggled early and then found the 6'6" target from Mississauga, Ontario.
Oh, God, give it to Ontario. Bryant, oh, what a hit. Jordan Dominic picks up the fumble.
This one put the game away for Arkansas. Cincinnati had the momentum. They turned the ball over. Arkansas goes on to put it away.
Yeah, you had mentioned the momentum here, and then K.J. Jefferson to Trey Knox. Really a good way to close out this game for Woo Pig. 31-17, then 31-24 the final. So Arkansas gets the win at home. Cincinnati was a tough opponent. NC State had to work for their game against East Carolina. Look at this. Woo! 4th and goal.
East Carolina came up with 2 huge goal line stands in the 4th quarter to try to give themselves a shot.
All right, so here we go. East Carolina up 21-14, they get the touchdown.
All you need is the extra
That's it
here, Matt. Just jog on out there, put it between the uprights, and tie this game up.
So they were down 21-14. Here's the extra point.
Oh, goodness.
Owen.
Give him another shot, though.
He's
You're
an
right.
Give him another kicker from a year ago. He's fine.
Yeah,
Owen Dapper.
We don't want him to go out like that.
Here we go.
page.
Here we go for the win. Well, NC State, they hang on to win 21-20. Daffer, not his day. You think the North Carolina...
Oh, being nice to somebody, it used to mean something. These days, we need to get back to it. That's what this BYU team is built on. They kept saying it, all the coaching staff, the players. This team is built around love. They love each other in the way they play. They'll do anything for each other, and that's why they're having some success right now, because they're playing as a unit.
Well, you're never on Twitter, so you never see the mean tweets.
No, I don't. And that's
it's a good thing.
Yeah, we discussed that. I never get on Twitter. In fact, it's to a detriment of the companies that I work for.
Jimmy Horn Jr. on the return for USF, cutting it back. Horn, one of the fastest players on the team. The field has opened up. Hit the horn for Jimmy Horn Jr.
Here we go. Here we go. Coach Kalani, that's the first thing he said. We got to get back to basics, fundamentals. And here we are, kickoff return to start the half. Remember last year, they started digging them way back slowly but surely. But look, just the speed that he has, outrunning angles and able to cut like that and, reverse field. This is a fast player, and he showed it just then.
Horn had the longest play of the season a year ago when he took a slant 80 yards for a touchdown against Cincinnati. How about a 90-yard kick return for a score to start the second half?
Speed kills. That's one thing you can't coach. Either you have it or you don't. You can try to work on it, but he looks every bit of a 4-3 right there. Out the gate. Great run, great blocking up front. He didn't do it by himself. These guys blocked great up front, which allowed him to break free, get to the sideline, and then reverse the field. And then after that, speed took over.
And Barrett, how about Horn at 5'9", 174, shrugging off some contact, too. I mean, seriously, he had a little bowling ball there.
Absolutely.
BYU had a chance to bring him down. Horn just shed that tackle, and off he went.
Showed a little grit, I mean, if you look at it, you got to take advantage of what you have. And if you are the Bulls, you have speed, and speed kills. You just have to make sure that you take advantage of those opportunities. And there, Horn did right there, took advantage of the opportunity and returned it.
Usually it's Brian Battie doing that for USF. Had 3 kick returns for touchdowns last year. It's Horn tonight to start the second half. Now 38-14. Fair catch at the 1. BYU will have it at the 25. Jaron Hall really could not have been better in that first half. 16 of 21, 178 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 10 different receivers caught a pass for BYU.
And that's a telling stat right there. When 10 different receivers catch a pass, that means you mastered the offense. You know where the ball's supposed to go. You know who's going to be open. His pre-snap read is starting to make him a better player. This is why this BYU offense is running the way it is. He sees it before it happens, and he's taking advantage of it. He has functional ability, not really the jets that Bohannon has, but he understands where he's supposed to be, where the ball's supposed to go, and these guys are running free with this opportunity. Now it's time for the defense to go ahead and step up, show that they can be a part of at least this turnaround going into the second half. If they could just win the second half, this will be great for this team going into their next week's game.
And now USF needs some more splash plays. And on defense, they actually had 6 tackles for loss in that first half.
I can't tell, but you're absolutely right. 6.
On first down, BYU to the ground. And Lopini Katoa. This is the staple of the BYU running game, Barrett, that wide zone.
Zone left, zone right, zone left, zone right, then over the top. So those big, speedy wide receivers on the outside. I'm sorry. FSU's defense, they got to slant a little bit, create a new line of scrimmage, get up the field to try to stop it.
We've seen a mix of Katoa and Chris Brooks at tailback. Ball fires, caught by Cosper. And it'll be 3rd and short. Gain of 5 for BYU.
Ted, you see a little bit more from this defense. They got a little more fire. They see things happen. They scored going into halftime. Then the opening kickoff to score. Maybe they got a little fire underneath them now.
USF really needs to get off the field here. Hall keeps it. He's got the first down. Sliding at the 38 of BYU, Hall picking up 6.
That's the functional mobility we talked about. He did enough to get the first down on the zone read. Saw the defensive end crash. Since he crashed, he held it, took it, ran for the first down.
Aaron Roderick, his offensive coordinator, says where has he improved the most? Just his overall control of the offense.
Yes.
He can always get us into the right play before the snap, and after the snap, his decision-making is top-notch. First down, 38. And a play fake. Hall looking downfield, finds the safety valve. Katoa, lowers the shoulder. And the USF defender, Jaden Curry, bore the brunt of that. Gain of 9.
BYU going out and playing physical football again. Trying to initiate some contact. Get back to the basic fundamental football with, what got this lead to him for him in the first place.
Ted Emmerich, Barrett Brooks, Ashley Stroline with you from Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. A 38-14 lead for BYU early third quarter. It's now 11 different receivers who've caught a pass for the Cougars tonight. Katoa became the 11th, now back to the ground game. And Katoa with the first down, flag down at the end of the play right there at the 40. It's a pickup of 10 right now. Flag. Yes, it is.
Holding. Offense number 83. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
It's on the tight end, Isaac Rex. First penalty of the night for BYU.
Yeah, he got a little handsy and grabby on that play. I think he just wanted to finish the play, flat back him, but the defender pulled away. And anytime you see that jersey stretch a little bit, that they're going to call that call. He was just trying to finish the play. If you notice, this BYU offense, a lot of 12 and 13 personnel. Like I said, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 12, 13, 1 running back, 3 tight ends. They're just running the ball consistently. That last play was nothing but a counter play. Pull the backside guard, run up behind him.
USF opened this second half with a 90-yard kick return for a touchdown. BYU had a 38-0 lead. Ball to the sideline, and Cody Epps hauls it in for the first down against the coverage of Daquan Evans, 11 yards on the play.
That's nothing but, them trying to, the USF, defense is trying to stop the run. They're bringing another defender inside the box. When you do that, it's one-on-one on the outside.
Man down on the USF defense. And it is Evans. The best record in baseball, the Dodgers, 7 Eastern on ESPN and the app. First down for BYU, and pass broken up, intended for Braden Cosper. Amaris Brown, the Kansas State transfer, batted it away.
Defense showing a little bit now, a little bit more enthusiasm. Big plays will put you in a position where you'll play a little harder. This defense has a lot to show, the rest of themselves and the rest of the team, that they can go out and stop this BYU offense.
USF statistically, Barrett, was one of the worst defenses in the nation a year ago. Bob Shoup, their new coordinator, says we don't talk about last year, even though we've got a lot of players who were on the field a season ago. On 2nd and 10, it's Chris Brooks, the Cal transfer. Picks up 4 to the 40-yard line. And USF did try to bolster their defense. Jatorian Hansford, Rashad Cheney up front, 2 Power 5 transfers. Brown in the secondary,
Minnesota.
Coming from Kansas State.
You see up front, Brooks is looking to cut, one-step cut, get downfield, not playing around a little bit, almost like Algier. That's the type of offense that they want. Zone left, zone right with the running back, then a big play over the top.
3rd and 6 for Jaron Hall. Speed option. This worked for a big play in the first half, and Brooks with another nice gain. He moves the chains out across the 30. 11-yard pickup for Brooks.
Jaron Hall runs that well because he freezes the linebackers. Linebackers can't react as fast because they're still looking for a leak out on the backside just in case he runs the boot, which allows, Brooks on the outside to just go straight downhill, make those smaller DBs come up and try to make a hit on a bigger running back at 6'1", 230 pounds.
Brooks says he feels no pressure at all replacing Tyler Algier, who broke the BYU single-season rushing record now with the Falcons. He says, expectations are a foreign language to me. Play fake. Hall fires in, it's caught. And a first down for BYU. Chase Roberts, the redshirt freshman. It's a pickup of 13.
You got the linebackers looking in the backfield, caught them looking in the backfield because they're trying to stop the run, get the ball on the outside. Just a simple little fade pattern on the outside. catch it and run with it.
It's Roberts' first career catch, the freshman from Highland, Utah. Now at the USF 16. Brooks trying to hammer ahead and give him 2. Brooks is even bigger than Tyler Algier.
Yes.
Barrett, we saw all last year Algier just pounding away at defenses.
Yeah, you know, and when you talk to, you know, Roderick and how, you know, he was able to recruit him, even when he was, you know, before he was in high school, he tried to recruit him. And now to have the opportunity to have him in his backfield here, it's a great opportunity for him to, you know, get this guy going in the right direction. And with his speed and how big he is, he was the best player for Cal last year.
Hull is intercepted in the end zone. It's Mekhi LaPointe. Down at the 12. The first pick of the year for Jaron Hall. USF with the takeaway.
You know, they run play action, sits back, bad decisions. Tried to thread the needle on that pass play. Bulls in zone, was able to sit back. Safety read it perfectly. Able to come up and make a play.
LaPointe's 6th career interception, tied for the team lead with 2 a year ago. The 6th-year senior from Seffner, Florida, here in suburban Tampa. And one of the leaders of the defense in his 3rd year as a starter. USF has scored 14 unanswered. Now coming up with the turnover. Bohannon checks it down. And Jaron Mangum takes it just past the line of scrimmage. Gain of about 2.
Defensively, the Cougars need to make sure they make a stop, because now it's starting to snowball a little bit. Big play after big play. It's going from the offense, making a mistake, going into in the red zone. Now the defense allowing them to pick up the little yardage they didn't have in the first half. The O-line is getting more confident every single play.
Bohannon with time. Tipped and almost picked off by Ben Bywater, who stepped in for the injured Keenan Peely a year ago, led the team in tackles, almost had an interception.
Drop back reading the quarterback's eyes. Able to step in and make a play.
Now 3rd and 8 for the Bulls. USF just 2 of 7 on 3rd down. Four-man rush. Pocket dissolves. Bohannon on the move. And Bohannon had nowhere to go. Jacob Boren threw the shoulder into him. It's 4th down.
Pressure up front. Just 4 rushed. Conceptually, you know, they're just bringing 4. It looks like they're bringing more. The offensive line sometimes gets a little confused. They're only bringing 4 guys. It's just a linebacker and 3 defensive linemen. Those 3 different linemen are able to generate pressure, get up the field, collapse the pocket a little bit, and then the linebacker on the outside is able to come up and make a play.
And an advantage for BYU. They are amoeba-like on defense. They can throw 3 down linemen or a 4 down lineman. Oh, the snap is through the punter's hands and out of the back of the end zone for a safety. Andrew Stokes couldn't corral it. Andrew Beardall fired it over his head. 2 more for BYU. And a timeout here in Tampa right after. And what about Utah, Barrett? Tough road game to start at Florida and a 14-13 Gators lead.
Tick for tack. These guys are playing well. Utah's got to come back, you know.
Billy Napier making his debut as Florida's head coach. Really good opening weekend, the first full Saturday of college football. Here, BYU has extended the lead to 40-14 with the safety that snapped over the punter's head. Andrew Stokes couldn't handle it, and BYU, after the free kick, has it near the 25. BYU led 38-0 late in the first half. Jaron Hall, their returning starter at quarterback, with 3 touchdown passes. Puka Nacua opened the game with a 75-yard jet sweep for a touchdown. Added another rushing score before he sprained his ankle. He's being held out just as a precaution. Does have a boot on his right foot.
No receiving touchdown, just rushing touchdown. Can you picture that?
He's a running back now.
Yeah.
That's where he's going for position meetings. Ball flings it. Katoa out of the backfield. He breaks a tackle. And he's knocked down at around the 35. Give him enough for the first down, 11 yards.
Great play calling. They ran an outside natural pick on the outside, which allowed him to get open on the outside. Good balance.
Katoa so versatile. More than 2,500 all-purpose yards in his career at BYU. Now Katoa with the handoff.
You talk about an unselfish player, you know. Here they come in and they bring in Chris Brooks. And there was no complaints or anything. They're just going to go out there and compete for the position. And he showed that, you know, I'm just as good as Chris is. And you know, he's done a lot for this BYU team. Oh, looked like he stepped out right there. Right at the marker.
Just as he was trying to cut it back. BYU has 3 different players with more than 50 yards rushing tonight. Pakua, Brooks, and now Katoa is up to 51 yards on the ground. 2nd and 7, little deception. Chase Roberts with the catch. And another first down and a flag at the end of the play. Roberts hit by LaPointe along the sideline.
They're running a lot of extra blocking, you know, while the ball's in the air, you know, which allows them guys to get open. As long as you're behind the line of scrimmage when the block occurs when the ball's in the air, I guess you can do it. On this last play, they were able to do it and break somebody free on the outside because of it.
Maybe a late hit here. Let's take another look. I don't think it's a late hit. The only other thing I can think of, again, is LaPointe lowered the helmet, potentially targeting. Let's find out.
No
Kevin.
foul on the play.
Yeah, you got to pick that up.
There's nothing there.
There was no need
on either side. No.
Great call.
Yeah, no way. We don't need anybody going under the hood right now.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter here in Tampa, the season opener for number 25 BYU and South Florida. Cougars ranked in the preseason for the first time in 13 years, coming off back-to-back 10-win seasons. How about that disparity in first downs? Hall feeds Chris Brooks. Brooks, off he goes. 52 yards for the touchdown. His first as a BYU Cougar.
Wow, the simplicity is just there. It's nothing but inside zone. You bring that backside tight end to cut off the widest guy on the field, and then he just turned the jets on. One step cut, I'm taking it to the house. And that's what they do. Eventually, they just start wearing you down when you're a defensive line. Those big fellas rubbing up against those smaller defensive ends, you know, the war of attrition starts to take effect. Bigger offensive linemen leaning on a smaller defensive lineman. After a while, you get tired, man. This defense has been on the field a long time today.
Big shoes to fill with Tyler Algier now in the NFL, the single season.
Unlike the first play where, you know, they were able to get out there and make a play, he undercut the play and took it for 6. Great recognition by him. He saw it as a long pass, going way out there from the outside, was able to take the opportunity to undercut the play and just take it to the house.
That made it 21-0 BYU in the first quarter. It was 28-0 at the end of one. 38-0 late in the half before USF scored in the final seconds on 4th and goal. And just as the Bulls were starting to show some life, a safety for BYU and Chris Brooks, 52 yards to the house.
They're keeping their foot on the pedal. Coach Sataki said he wanted to make sure this team didn't fall asleep at the wheel, that they continued to go out there and put pressure on this team, knowing that they're going to have some tough games later on.
Look out for Brian Battie, the All-American from a year ago in the return game. And 2 flags are thrown at the end of the play. Batty out at the 41, 38 yards on the return.
Now that's a late hit. And this is exactly what you don't want to do when you have the game in hand. The simple mistakes that coach talked about before he went into halftime.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Kicking team number 7. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Speed, they got speed. They just haven't put it together for more than a couple plays. Look, that was no question he was out of bounds. He almost went to the tarp. That's how far he was out of bounds.
Yeah, George Udo with the late hit for BYU. Batty, consensus All-American last year with the 3 kick returns for touchdowns, including 2 from 100 yards out against Houston. Best field position for USF. Michael Dukes, the Clemson transfer, finding a little crease and across the 35 for a gain of 9. Dukes was one of the stars of camp, according to the coaching staff. Spent 3 years at Clemson. Jeff Scott recruited him. He was a 3-star prospect. Had 2 career touchdowns with the Tigers. Right back to Dukes. Hitting the hole for the first down.
The simple offense here. Zone right, pistol formation. That offensive line against the defensive line. Man against man. Nothing fancy.
Part of that influx of talent for Jeff Scott in his 3rd year here at USF. His former teammate, Joe at Clemson, also joining South Florida. Fake it to Dukes this time. Bohannon wires it incomplete off the hands of Jimmy Horn Jr., who had a 90-yard kick return for a score to start this half.
Oh, that's another drop. You know, Horn cannot continue to do this. I mean, it's going to make his quarterback not want to throw to him. This is the 2nd pass he's dropped with sizable yardage. I mean, right in the bread box. You couldn't ask for a better pass. And then to have a drop like that, you become discerning as a quarterback, because you don't want to throw to him because he keeps dropping it.
On the delay, Dukes flagged down near the line of scrimmage. And Dukes is across the 25, but will it stand?
Ted, what do I always tell you? If they throw the flag at the offensive line,
yeah,
then you know what it is.
Yep.
Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Are you speaking from experience?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, he threw it at the offensive line. He threw it. There was no mistaking who it was.
Yeah, Brad Cecil with a fistful of jersey. Second offensive holding penalty against USF tonight. Cecil, a 4-year starter at center for South Florida.
You don't want to even look over at the sideline. I've had my fair share of coaches. You know, Coach Cowher, Bill Cowher from the Steelers. He'd meet you halfway off the field.
No eye contact.
None whatsoever.
2nd and 20, swing it. Batty in space, nice design. BYU, though, closing well. Caleb Hayes leading the way. Gain of 5.
Remember, we were playing the Patriots one time, and I had a holding call, and I didn't even make it off the field. And he was looking. He tried to make me look at him, eye contact, but I just kept running. And he almost knocked over Hines Ward.
Brooks.
And trying to get to me, you know, to tell me, that's terrible. You're too old for that.
That's near the end of your career.
Yes, right. Yes it was.
3rd and 15, Bohannon with a strike. Weaver inside the 10. USF converts 27 yards to one of the top receivers in the American.
Well, you know, Jerry Bohannon continues to you know, do his fair share to try to get this team over the hump. I mean, he's had so many passes dropped. You know, they're going to look at film come Monday. Well, yeah, probably Monday, and see all the missed opportunities they had to have chunk yardage. There have been 3 passes of over 20 yards that just hit the receiver's hands. They just dropped them.
Weaver now over 100 yards receiving, 113 on 5 grabs. On 1st and goal. Batty to the edge and to the end zone for the touchdown.
Still fighting. Still fighting. This is exactly what the Bulls needed. You got to continue to go out there and fight. It's nothing but a little trap play. Pull the backside around to try to kick out. Instead of taking it in, Batty took it on the outside and was able to outrun pursuit for the touchdown.
Batty says he played last year, again, when he was an All-American return man, with a chipped bone in his right foot. He had to run on the side of his foot the whole season. He says it hurt all year. He says he feels much better now.
I'm just not that tough, man. You know, I'm a big offensive lineman. If I hurt my foot, I'm not doing much after that.
Give me the boot.
Right.
Where's the boot? Give me the scooter.
This is all a learning process for this Bulls team. South Florida needs to understand they're not just playing for this game, but they're playing basically for their season, because they could go back and say, look, here we go again. But they're showing fight. They're showing the will that they want to get better. And they're getting better right now. Even though they're losing really, really bad, it still doesn't change the fact that these guys are still fighting, you know, every single play to at least try to keep it competitive.
Speaking of the scooter, you see Kelly Joyner, the number 2 running back, out with a broken bone in his foot to start the year. Batty, the number 2 running back, to start the year as a result. Well, hey, so many games in the American Conference on ESPN Plus this season. You got to sign up, espnplus.com/AAC. And of course, there's so much more than just American content on ESPN Plus. But some of the games next Saturday: Cincinnati and Kennesaw State, South Florida against Howard, as they come off this game against BYU to take on an FCS opponent. There's going to be 25-plus American college football games from the American Conference on ESPN Plus this season.
You can get on the Plus. Your favorite team, you can get on the Plus.
No, that's the deal. Jeff Scott said it coming into the season, told us the other day, I know that we are by far the most talented team that we have had in my 3 years. Now, what does that mean?
Yes.
Against BYU, which looks awfully good, 25 in the country to start the season. Listen, you see the result, you see the scoreboard, but moving forward for USF, now, yeah, obviously take care of Howard next week, but when they get to conference play, can you be competitive? 2 wins last year total, 1 win in 2020. They've got to get that upward trajectory.
This is supposed to be a turning point season for them. You know, they're already getting their own stadium on campus, supposed to be constructed by 2026. That'll bring, you know, more sense of, you know, a closeness, you know, to the team and the school itself. Going out there, you know, I mean, at this point you look at it, a lot of guys are playing for their job right now.
Cody Epps with the catch to start this drive for BYU. And no Gunnar Romney tonight, undisclosed injury. Puka Nacua sprained his ankle after 2 touchdown runs. And being held out just as a precaution, according to the coaching staff. Hall keeps it. Jaron Hall, the hop, and the first down.
You still see the physicality out there, you know. Starting offensive lineman goes out, hits guys and finishes guys. That's what you want to see. Big number break, Freeland finishes a block, throws his guys down, allowing his quarterback to go for a first down.
And Blake Freeland played quarterback, tight end, and outside linebacker in high school, just like you in St. Louis,
well,
right?
You know, yeah, I played a little tight end, and then I, you know, progressively transferred over after gravity took over, and I like to eat, you know.
Gravity.
Yeah.
That's what you're blaming it on.
Laws of physics, you know.
Hall with a nice sidestep, dumps it, and it's Epps for a short gain.
You know, say once an object goes in motion, it stays in motion.
Yeah.
Or once, you know, food goes in my stomach, it stays on my body. That's what it is. O-line, babe. O-line.
Forever.
Yeah.
The turnaround diet, every time you turn around, you eat.
Seafood diet. Every
Seafood
time I
diet,
seafood,
yep.
yeah, I eat
Yep.
it.
Yes, we're working on the stand-up routine here late in the third quarter, okay? What do you expect?
There you
Second
go.
and 8. And it's Katoa for 2. It'll be third down for BYU.
They run a trap play up the middle, but if you see, they're starting to get penetration up front, which is allowing them to have some success. Look at guys, Chaney's getting up the field.
Now that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. BYU kicking off its final season as an independent program before joining the Big 12 next year.
I don't understand quite how you can block downfield, even though the pass is behind the line of scrimmage, and I see a lot of this going on. If you watch down low, the receiver's blocking, that ball hadn't came out. He was blocking before the ball even came out. So I don't know how they're getting away with it. Maybe the refs need to see it a little bit, but that's definitely legal in any book I've ever seen.
Okay. You would know. 12 years in the NFL.
Well, I mean, I've blocked a lot of guys.
First down at the USF 41. Chris Brooks with over 100 yards tonight and tracked down after a gain of 3. Brooks originally committed to Purdue in December after entering the transfer portal, leaving California. He eventually picked BYU over Purdue, Notre Dame, Arizona State, and San Diego State.
I guess he found a home. You know, he saw what this BYU team was constructing. You know, there's a lot of promise, you know, at BYU at this point. You know, they're going to see a nice little ground and pound game, you know, to kind of run this game out too. So he'll be used a lot the next couple minutes in this quarter.
BYU is taking its sweet time here in the second half, as they should. 3 on the play clock. Brooks avoids the tackle. And another first down for the Cougars. 14 yards down the sideline for Brooks.
And you look at it, you know, you'll start seeing a lot of these smaller defenders on the outside. Safeties and corners start making business decisions. That's a lot of man to be trying to come up and hit, you know, as this game goes on.
Aaron Roderick, the offensive coordinator, says he tried to recruit Brooks when Roderick was at Utah, now at BYU. Still had that relationship. Hey, he fits us, just what we want to do in our running game. And Kalani Sitake says he brings a lot more than just stats. They've been so impressed by Brooks' leadership on and off the field. Brooks again on first down and across the 20.
See, I've had big backs like that before. When I was playing with the Steelers, Jerome Bettis. The fourth quarter is when Big Bussy took over. That's when we used to sing the wheels on the bus go round and round. And, you know, you give it to him, and he's going to start grounding and pounding. This is how you end games, running with a big back. This kid is 6'1", 230 pounds, coming downhill. You eventually, as a smaller guy, you don't want to come up and hit. And I think this is exactly what this BYU team is trying to do.
You won a Super Bowl with Buss in his hometown of Detroit, right?
Yes, Super Bowl 40.
Miles Davis on the jet sweep. The receiver turned running back, and he couldn't turn the corner. Jason Vaughn out there on the perimeter.
Got up the field. Forced the running back to bow a little bit.
It's a loss of 4 for BYU. Cougars, even with that play, have piled up 537 yards of offense, and so balanced. 261 through the air, 276 on the ground. They were top 20 in the nation in total offense a year ago. 3rd and 9. Give it to Lopini Katoa, who is stopped near the line of scrimmage. Gain of only 2, 4th down.
Just keep the ball on the ground. Just steady running this clock out. They don't really need to score any more points. They're going to kick the field goal just to complete the drive. But, you know, this is almost like mercy on this team. You keep running the ball, just get this clock run down.
And all smiles from Lupini Katoa. 37-yard attempt from Jake Oldroyd, who has hit from 39 tonight to match his number. And he's 2 for 2. BYU has cracked 50 in the season opener here in Tampa.
57 wins in 29 seasons with the Cougars. That's just a few of his accolades, guys.
Estro, BYU football begins with Lavelle Edwards. Yes, they played before Lavelle Edwards became the head coach, but that is the start of the era for the icon. And the way it came up, I was struck by Chris Brooks, transferred from Cal. He said, I'm all about what Kalani Sitake preaches, love and learn, love and learn. And so we asked Sitake, where does that come from? He says, I wish I could take credit for it. I'm just defining what my coach, Lavelle Edwards, was all about.
And it's worldwide when you think about that, because you think about all the players that played for him. You can still tell Vi Sikahema took me under his wing as a young pup, gave me my first pair of name brand shoes. I started working in broadcasting because of him. Everybody, I played with Ty Detmer. He's a guy. Brett Kiesel, Chris Hokie, all these guys live by that same mantra. I know a lot of those guys, Reno Mahi, he's the same way. Those guys genuinely do love you as a guy, as a player, you know what I mean? And it transcends more than just football with these players.
Jake Oldroyd had a pop-up kick plus a penalty. That's why USF is at midfield now. Holden Willis had the catch to start the drive. Now Jaron Mangum ripping through the defense. First down to the BYU 39. Gain of 10.
This is what they should have established early in the game. This pace right here could have helped them out a lot. Being able to run the ball could have helped them out a lot, because then you keep less time on the clock. Gives you then an opportunity, to keep that defense off the field.
Bohannon hits Mangum on the outside. Knocked down near the line to gain, and it's enough for another first down.
BYU's defense kind of playing a prevent, only rushing 3. Really giving Bohannon the time to throw the ball. They brought pressure early in the game. We kept him out of sorts. Now he has a little time because they're only rushing 3.
Yeah, USF could not have started worse. Bohannon had the pick 6 in the first quarter. A couple of 3-and-outs for the offense. Bohannon chased, and the pass wide of its target, looking for Omarion Dollison.
They brought that 4th defender, which pushed Gary Bohannon out the pocket, get him out running. And just as good as they can rush the passer, they can cover also.
Barrett, every minute is valuable here. Yes, the game is out of hand. We understand that. But finishing this somewhat well, you got Howard next week. And then, oh, by the way, road trips to Florida and Louisville after that.
You want to stay competitive, and this is just a learning experience. Yes, you lost, but it's still a learning experience, giving you an opportunity to see where you guys are, where you stack up against major talent. Now they know what they got to work on, they got to work for. Going forward, they really need to concentrate on crossing the team's dotted line. If your hands touch the ball, catch it. Get on the jugs machine. Spend a little bit more time catching the ball, being consistent.
3rd and 5 from the BYU 24. Dukes trying to find a lane. Oh, lowered the shoulder and stopped just short. 4th down.
Judy Lally comes up and finishes the play. Get him going lateral. As a defender, you want to keep the ball carrier going lateral till the rest of your friends come help you on the tackle.
4th and 2, yeah, go for it. Why not? USF 1 of 2 on 4th down tonight.
I mean, look at BYU's sideline. They're still getting hyped, trying to keep things going. They got a healthy little amount of fans here in the stadium.
BYU always travels well with its fan base. 4th and 2, Mangum dives ahead for the first down.
This is a coaching point right here when they get in meetings. He's going to say, look at the 4th quarter. You guys never gave up on me. You kept running the plays I sent out there to you. This is what we need to do. We can start stacking plays like this, being consistent on plays like this, you know, it's only going to bode well for us going into the future, because we're going to be in some tough games where we have to close the game out. You guys closed the game out well here by going out there still giving your all.
Jeff Scott, USF's head coach, says we've been building to this year. We feel like we're overdue for a breakthrough. It's not going to happen tonight. See about the rest of the season. Fresh set of downs. Bohannon keeps it. And across the 15 for a gain of 3.
Tough run play. Called run by the quarterback. A little speed option in it. You know, he just follows the blocking. Made the decision to keep it. Took a little punishment, but he gave a little punishment also.
You know, Bohannon, again, leaving Baylor after he was beaten out by Blake Shapen in the spring. Why USF? He told ESPN's Pete Thamel, I believe in the change that's coming. So many of these Power 5 transfers believe in what they think will come at USF under Jeff Scott. Battie with the carry and a pickup of 2.
They believe in the winds of change. They feel as though this is not depicting what they are. Not this game right here. But there's going to be periods in this game where they can go back and teach from. You know, plays that they can go back and specifically look at, all right, this is why we weren't successful. This drop here, this holding call right here, not picking up the blitz here. These are all things that are coaching experiences that, you know, South Florida can use as they go forward. They'll now have something to coach off of going into some meetings.
3rd and 5. Bohannon trying to hit Mangum in the flat, incomplete.
That's another coaching experience right there. Mangum had alligator arms right there. That should have been completed. You know you're going to get hit, but you got to show your teammates, I'm still going to go out and catch it. It's kind of like the situation I went through with Mr. Waters, Ricky Waters. I'm about a guy that I know personally. He used to come down and watch one-on-ones with me. But, you know, this is a great run, just outside zone. Give it to the running back, let him go downhill. Let some more players go in. You know, young guys get some time right now, because there are going to be some tough times where they're not going to be able to put the young guys in. This is an opportunity to show what they can do against, you know, competition and, you know, playing against a different jersey number.
That was 28 yards for Jackson McChesney. They call him Cheese.
Yeah.
He had the game-winning touchdown against USC a year ago.
Big Cheese.
BYU has surpassed 300 yards on the ground tonight. Back to Cheese.
Let's go, baby. Cheese, inside zone. We're just going to run the clock out.
Anybody with a food-related nickname, you are all about,
I'm
BB.
loving it. Yeah, back in the day when I was with Steelers, they used to call me Pork Chop. So, you know, you got to be able to take the good with the bad, you know, and understand they can throw it right back at you. And I can remember BC always telling Bill Cowher, Pork Chop, stop all that holding, Pork Chop. I'm like, all right, Coach, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, Big Ben called you that, too. You're going to tell that story, right, in the final 4 minutes?
Exactly.
If only you guys at home were here during the 2.5-hour delay before kickoff to hear Barrett Brooks's locker room stories.
Bunch of them. I've been in a lot of locker rooms. A lot of teams.
You got to start a podcast now.
Well, you know, I played for half the league anyways, you know, and people are like, oh, you play for all them teams? Well, I collect many checks from many owners.
McChesney stopped near the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down for BYU. 3.5 to play here in Tampa.
Keep the ball on the ground. Close the game out. This is BYU coaching saying, hey, guys, we got to close this game out. We're going to put the ball in the hands of the offensive line, not the running back, the hands of the offensive line. You guys got to close the game off for me. You got to reestablish the line of scrimmage, push guys back, and run this clock out. This is the Big Ugly's time to really shine.
They have shined all night.
Yes, they have.
On 3rd and 5, Miles Davis trying to break it to the outside, the converted receiver, and he's hit just short of the line to gain. A pickup of 4. 4 returning starters up front. Barrett, Freeland, Barrington, Pay, and LaChance. And oh, by the way, they added a 5-star recruit, transfer from Oregon, in Kingsley Suamataia, who started at right tackle tonight. All that talent, all that beef up front, it powers everything for BYU.
You look at it, Freeland, 6'8", 305. Barrington, 6'5", 307. Pay, 6'5", 312. You know, all those guys huge, you know. LeChance, 6'6", 310. And Tukuafu.
I got you.
6'4", 300 pounds. That sounds like the starting Philadelphia Eagles line.
Yes. Flag down on the second punt of the night for Ryan Rico and BYU.
Yeah,
I got 6. Max Tooley to the house to make it 21-0 early.
He still fought. This team will definitely look at him as they go forward. You know, he placed some great balls in guys' hands. They just dropped them. And you know, as he goes forward, you know, they're going to have a lot of, you know, abilities that they can take advantage of when they get into games, you know, beginning of the year.
And one more carry to close things out, most likely. BYU jumped out to a 38-0 lead in the first half. Ranked in the preseason for the first time since 2009. They make the trip from Provo to Tampa. Got in a day early, had to deal with a 2.5-hour weather delay. And BYU steamrolls in the season opener. 50-21 the final.
Great play by BYU, going out and, you know, playing with discipline, playing simplistic football, and you can just tell the amount of respect that this team has for the sport of, you know, of camaraderie, togetherness. This team loves to play football, and they love each other as they go forward.
BYU has high hopes in its final year as an independent before joining the Big 12. They take care of business tonight on the road. 50-21, 575 yards of total offense, more than 300 rushing.
Opposite side of the field, when you look at South Florida, they know they got a lot of work to do, but they're not as far as, you know, you would say they were with the score depletes. I really feel as though, you know, they are close. Definitely still close.
It's a BYU team that returns the most production in the nation from a year ago. A veteran group led by quarterback Jaron Hall. What a big night. And BYU is 1-0 heading into their home opener against Baylor next week. Downstairs, Ashley with Kalani Sitake.
Well, Coach, you talk about a culture of love and learn, playing the game you love, but also growing through things and experiences. What did you learn about your team tonight?
We got some things to work on, but I was really proud of our team and the energy, the effort that we saw on the field. You know, I think South Florida, we just jumped on them pretty early, and you know, I obviously there's some things to fix, but I'm just really proud of the players, the leadership, the effort, and the culture that we have. It's something special, and those young men are empowered to run it. They make me look good.
Getting a victory like this in week 1 to start the season off this way, what does that do for this team's confidence moving forward?
Well, I mean, I think with the confidence, we just need to keep learning. We're a culture of love and learn, and we have to learn from some of the mistakes that we made and figure it out. But, I mean, I give South Florida a lot of credit. They're the #1 kickoff return team in the country last year, and they probably are this year now after what we did with them. But we got some things to fix on special teams, offense and defense, and so hopefully we can make that jump and improvement from week 1 to week 2.
You said it's about fun. I'm going to put you on the spot because you told us you're about dancing, not about these TikTok dances. So are you dancing back to Utah?
Well, I'm going to dance in the locker room because the boys asked for it. But, you know, I apologize to my kids and everybody else that's going to critique my dancing. But we're going to have some fun. I'll do anything for these guys, and I'm a lucky man to be their coach.
We appreciate it, Coach. Have a safe trip back.
Thank you. Go Cougs. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Istro, what about the dance moves now? Come on, Kalani. Come on now.
I expected to see that. We were promised that in the meeting, weren't we? You know, on the Zoom meeting, we were promised that from Coach. We were supposed to see that.
BYU can dance all they want now. 1-0